Have you ever watched Netflix and went to the Asian section and saw, another new South Korean zombie film on the front page? Because that's what happened to me. South Korea has been producing a lot of zombie or zombie-like film these past decades, just to name a few. Kingdom, #Alive, Rampant, Gangnam Zombie, All of Us Get a Day Off School, Permanently, Happiness. Well, that was a freaking lie, which I found pretty interesting because back then, it is really rare to see South Korean dive into this kind of genre before. It was usually dominated by the US, and I don't think South Korea is stopping anytime soon. Recently, I went to the cinema to watch the new Michael Jackson biopic, and before the movie even started, there is an ad about the new South Korean zombie film called Colony, and it looks horrifying. And by that I mean outstanding. Can't wait to watch that one. Look at that one. If I see one of those outside my home, I'm calling the police. And a priest of every single religion, just to be extra safe. Now the point of this video is not to compare South Korean zombie film with the rest of the world. It's just about what I found fascinating and what I think works in making a great zombie film, because it's one of my favorite genre. I think the sudden love that South Korea has with the concept of zombies started with one film that is so high performing, a huge international success, that when you think of a modern zombie film, this movie will inevitably cross your mind if you've seen it before. A movie that grossed almost $100 million USD with a mere $8.5 million budget. Okay, not that mere, but in comparison, you get the point. Don't nitpick me, I'm not telling you anything ever again. Sharon, the one that I think kickstarted it all, Train to Busan. Now when I say kickstarted, I obviously don't mean that Train to Busan is the first South Korean zombie film ever made. There is also The Neighbor Zombie and Zombie School, which I haven't watched, but I think they also get a permanent days off. But I don't know why though, can't quite figure it out. What I mean by kickstarted is Train to Busan made such a huge explosion in the genre that leave people became zombies themselves, craving for more. Okay, done changing position for absolutely no reason at all. Zombies in the media have always been depicted as a lower tier of threat. I say they are always in the third low threat after slime and skeleton, never on the same tier as dragons or demons. When I was a teeny little kid, I remember watching one of those. Best weapon to survive a zombie apocalypse. Number 10, Grandma Martha. You can use her as a meat shield, throw her as a zombie for distraction, and even use her cane to defend yourself after. Those kind of videos. I was a kid and even I confidently think I can take down a zombie because they are always depicted as a slow walking, unintelligent, groaners, freak. Am I reading my autobiography? The point is, they are not intimidating enough. In Train to Busan though, these zombies are insane. Imagine Target full of scalpers when a new Pokemon team stuff drop. You imagine that? Good. You already overshot it, it's not that crazy. If you don't have a good cardio in this universe, you are pretty much cooked, stirred, sauteed and served, because these zombies sprint fast the instant they see a human. What's that? You feel safe from the horde because you're behind a door? You better damn hope it's a vault door, because this zombie will break it if they can clearly see you behind it. In fact, I'm pretty sure they can pull off a World War Z wall scene. And these zombies have great hearing too. If you have a crybaby in your group that is easily startled, just pull a Grandma Martha strike, I guess. Plus, they usually don't have a "Oh no, Sharon was beaten. Oh man, now she only has 2 weeks before the virus completely take over her. If only the world can find an antidote in the next 2 weeks." Oh, there it is. No, the transformation is always almost instant. If you even spend 10 seconds grieving the loss of your friend, that valuable 10 seconds you wasted will bring your valuable friend back to life, and then they will be like, "Hey bro, remember the bro code? No bro is left behind," and then chew your head off. What I'm saying is, Train to Busan sets the standard for how violent the future South Korean zombie film need to be. Because if you make a weaker zombie than the one that they have seen it before, it will feel like the threat is lower, then it's not that interesting. You know what I'm saying? Okay, obviously you don't know what I'm saying like that, but you know what I'm saying, right? English is hard. But discredit where discredit is due. South Korean do pull a numbers of, turns out she's a 1 in a million that have a natural immunity right when everything is looking bleak. But most of the time, it really drops your confidence of surviving in the zombie apocalypse when these are the type of spawn you get, which is why it makes it feel nerve-wracking when you watch it, because the threats are way higher than what we used to see in the media, video games and such. I'm running out of breath, wait. Hey, I talked about the colony just now. I wonder what the zombie will be like. Oh. What? Evolving species that updates their intelligence and physical capabilities as their numbers grow. Unlike traditional chaotic horde, these infected act as a collective, becoming smarter, faster, and more coordinated over time. So, instead of an extremely rare variant of smart zombie, the whole horde became geniuses at once. No, good for them. Good for them. I don't think it's funny if at the end of the film, the scientist that created the zombies kind of like flabbergasted because his zombies started speaking premium English, started wearing lab coat and taking his job because they are continuously getting smarter. Finally, my super intelligence goals are complete. Yes, so we don't want to do all this flesh eating thing anymore. What do you mean? That's like your main job? Yeah, but eating humans kind of carry unnecessary risks like HIV, AIDS, Hep B, Hep C. So how are you going to survive now? Oh, they make meat out of leaf now. The hell? Yeah. Oh, and also we're taking your job. We think about it and we think it's kind of useless if we want to take over the world by eating most of the population, because then we have to rebuild society, all the building and such, take a lot of manpower and money. So how are you going to take over the world? Hear me out. Gambling and Hatsune Miku. Not to mention that although the main objective of a movie film is to, survive the zombie apocalypse, they also sprinkle in a deep theme around it that they always refer back to when a conflict emerges, or even just as a motivation for the main characters. Themes like family's love, bullying, isolation, selfishness. And the annoying thing is they always make the most annoying mofo last the longest. Not even like a main antagonist, just that one annoyingly evil one that you just pray, oh, please don't be a redemption arc, please don't be a redemption arc. They end so many innocent beloved characters already. Just give them the same ending, don't make them survive, come on. They are rage baiting you because they know you will keep watching until that one hateable characters get what they deserve. They know you will stay just for the satisfaction of watching something bad happen to them. That's why they specifically last longer. So yeah, if you want to survive a Korean zombie apocalypse, just be a piece of shit. The different theming and setting between the zombie apocalypse makes every film feel a bit more than just a clone of walking, running and crying from the horde. Because they make the film not just for you to enjoy, but for you to learn something from it. Something that will make you feel, wow, I feel like a different man. Nope, just being beaten. Man, if only the world created an antidote in the next 10. I knew it. Oh, that cream soda. Oh, it tastes so bad. Also, I like it when the setting is grounded. Sure, they can explore the different parts of the world that is affected by the apocalypse in later season or sequel, but I like it when they need to survive in a crime place in a familiar setting, maybe in an apartment, in a school, while you were commuting. You can predict when the end of the world will happen, which is weird because that means they are using less budget but still make it entertaining to watch because it has some form of relatability. You are familiar with this setting and it could happen to you suddenly in your day-to-day life when whatever the next Pokemon product hit the shelf. And the success of this more grounded zombie movie proved that you don't need the main characters travelling across the state for a government safety island. Okay, maybe you don't want to go to that kind of island, but could have worded it better. You can just make a group of characters try to survive a limited familiar day-to-day setting, make do with what they have like a makeshift weapon, occasionally go out for food run and still make millions. Plus, it will be a way better natural segue to explore the rest of the world in future installment, because now people are hooked with just this cramped space. They will naturally feel like, oh, now I want to see what happened to the rest of the world. If you already explored too many places in the first film, the sequel will just look like a copy-paste from the first one, which could ruin the franchise. While we are still in the topic of relatability, the main characters. They are not retired army soldiers or super genius scientists that work in Ground Zero. Characters like this can be introduced later in the story, but they usually not the main characters itself. Also, if the main character are these high-level super strong super soldiers, it again lowers the threat and suspense because you know they won't have many difficulties navigating through the chaos, unlike regular office workers or even a student. You could build a story that since they are so strong, they need to save as many people as they could, like a policeman or like a firefighter. But here's the thing, just imagine Resident Evil Requiem. Do you feel any type of fear playing as Leon compared to Grace? Do with that information as you will. I love Grace, by the way. There's no like hate for her. I think it would be much better if the weak main characters that we know and love started growing to become more reliable over time. I love seeing a character grow, which is getting rare to see nowadays since all of those isekai anime where the MC is always overpowered from the start out of nowhere. Maybe I should make a video about that. Now, I could dive in more to the acting, to the production process and what the challenges behind it. So if this video does well, I can do more research to make a part 2 on this topic. But I doubt since this is my first actual video, not counting my university work. Please don't watch those, by the way, those are like super cringe. I only got 37 subscribers as of right now, but can't wait to start my YouTube art. So hope you guys support me and I will see you in the next video.